I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches my YouTube channel. And if you don't think a Savannah monitor will play tug of war, you're wrong. Because they will. And they're actually really good at it. There we go. So if you guys like my videos, ooh, he's strong. Please go ahead and leave a like. That helps grow my channel. Also, please comment on my videos. I love interacting with you guys. It's a lot of fun and I get to answer questions and see that you guys care. And if you're not a member of the family, you can go ahead and subscribe. It's free. It helps me grow the channel even more. And I've listened to you guys, and I do have a Patreon down below. Oh, alligator death roll. So please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, bell icon.
Jones Gold and Luxury is a unique brand focused on jewelry made from gold and other precious metals. JGL's solid gold chains are classy, unisex, hold value, and they will last for generations. Their pricing is outstanding, and I would recommend JGL to anyone looking to own a fine piece of real gold jewelry. Any precious metals used in JGL's jewelry are ethically mined and sourced. Jones Gold and Luxury supports animal rescues and nature's welfare. Invest in a beautiful piece of jewelry today by visiting jonesgoldluxury.com. Links are in the description below.
Hey everybody. Everyone always wants to see this rescued snake. And we are getting ready for the third shed. And this snake is so out there. I just sat down. I tapped on her glass like this and she came out. And let's talk about it. Here's her shed from last time, which is only a handful of weeks ago. And she's shedding again. Now, her eye is all messed up. And I'll make sure we get in close. But before we take her out and soak her and deal with the shed, I'm going to explain what's going on, and we're going to zoom in here and we'll get a good look. So you can tell she's got an eye cap, right? Her left eye, it's on our right side of the screen, fully eye capped. She probably can't see out of that at all. Other eye looks real decent. And you can see the layer of shed on her head there. So her head is just shed up to there. But then it stopped. So she opened her mouth. Now, I'm going to let you guys know she ate 2.5 days ago. That's right. This snake eats all the time. Once every 7 to 10 days is my feeding schedule for the snake. Now, what's going on? Okay. Because humidity is there. I spray down her enclosure. She's got a water bowl she can soak in. Why is she getting stuck shed? Any snake, but normally this happens to a rescued snake because they weren't properly cared for. Any snake that is underweight, when they get on a normal eating schedule, will start slamming food and they will start to shed often. And when an adult snake or an older snake is catching up in weight, they are shedding more often than they would normally shed. So this means that they are shedding brand new scales, essentially, because in a normal snake's life, they shed their skin. Then they are in that skin for a while, if they grow normally, and then they shed that. And so that skin, before they shed it, gets roughed up. It gets old, basically. It gets used, and then it is removed. Sometimes snakes that are behind, and when I say sometimes, honestly, it's almost every time. Sometimes snakes, though, that are behind, when they are shedding and they are catching up, because they are shedding new scales still because of how quickly they're shedding, because they're catching up on weight, it's very common for them to get stuck shed. If you think about a snake in the wild, it doesn't have as much access to food. It doesn't shed as often. These things don't happen for this reason. That's okay. You still give it the proper humidity when you see it go blue. You still feed it like normal. You can't fear this because it's going to happen. You just have to soak them and take care of the stuck shed. That's all. She's following me as I move around the camera, which is good. So see how the shed kind of came right down to there, and we can tell her nose is a little clogged. So I'm going to take her out. I'm going to get her to soak. And guys, when you go to soak a snake, and I'll show you the size of the container, you do want it to be pretty tight because you want this snake to be in the water. I see sometimes people soak them in containers, especially containers that are very tall. And when you have a tall container, the snake can keep its head and everything else out of the water. And especially for her, this is where we need it to get done. So I'm going to go ahead. Look at her. She's so friendly. I'm going to go ahead and get her out and show you the container that I'm going to soak her in. All right. Okay, so this is what's really important. Look at that. This is not a huge container because we want to make sure the snake will fit in there, especially a ball python, be nice and tight, but be, as submerged as possible. So here is the snake. You can tell she's got good length. Now, I already showed you the head, but I want to show you, she's also pooped since she's been in shed, because there is the shed that is by the vent here has been, those are just the little talons from when, the little spikes from when snakes had feet. But you can tell that the spikes, the area of her cloaca, the vent opening, is nice and white. It's a different color because that shed there, because she opened her cloaca to poop or pee or both. Here's an up close of the head. And we can tell that that eye has just got an eye cap on it. And remember, guys, snakes shed their eyes. That's right. Their eyeball top layer of skin comes off. It's super clear. That way they can see. So look at how this snake will be submerged in this water when I put the lid on. Though she will easily be able to sit just like this with her nose out to breathe. So we're going to go ahead, get her in there in about a half hour minimum. There's a good shed. It's on her eye, and she's shedding on when we're already week and a half old scales, maybe 2 weeks. That's got some binding there. Those are nice new scales. They're not old. They're fresh, so they will hold on to that shed skin. Let's let her soak. Then we'll come back and we'll show you how to shed a snake and save her eye. If you let the eye cap stay on for too long, although rare, can blind your snake. All right, guys, see you in a little bit. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. Let's see what we're working with. I can feel on the outside of this container that the water is still warm. And it's important, guys, you make the water warm. Okay. Yeah, it's nice and warm still. That's good. You can tell she's still very head shy the way she pulled her head down like that. More friendly pet ball python. Ball pythons are known to be head shy, but ones that are used to you are typically not that shy. So let's take a peek. If we remember, this is the good eye. Still looks nice and good right there. Let me turn the light on. Ta-da! And let's take a look at the other eye. This is where the snake is going to get mad being handled like this. Come here. Okay. Let's see if you guys can see this. Because she's been soaking in the water, it's hydrated, but if you can just see, this is what's important to check for. Come here. Do you see that right there in the corner? Yeah, it's focusing. The eye cap is still on that eye. It can be really hard to see. The eye cap itself is already extremely clear, and then it can be even harder to see on a light colored snake. And all I'm really interested in at this moment is getting that eye cap off. Now, she still has a layer of shed on her everywhere except her nose. Hopefully this will appear on camera. Yeah. Do you see the color differential from where my thumb is here for the top of the nose? And then starting from there backwards, that is a layer of shed, which is ready to come off. You can see it everywhere else, but we don't have to assist with this. We're just going to, at this point, we can see little pieces of shed in here, probably from where she was stretching. We just want to assist with the eye cap. There's numerous ways you can do this. You can use a Q-tip because you can touch the eyeball as long as the Q-tip is wet, and as long as you're very, very gentle, you don't have to worry about scratching the eye. So we're going to just take a Q-tip and soak the tip. You could also use your finger. If you get your finger wet, like your thumb, and gently move typically gently moving will get the eye cap. Now the eye cap looks decent right now because it's wet and the snake is wet, so it's more translucent. But do you remember how it looked when it was dry? That is how it would look again if we don't remove it. You have to get a good grip right behind the jaw here because this snake is going to try to move. And you don't want to get bit. Oh yeah. We can see an eye cap on here. I want to get nice and close. Watch the close part by her nose when I go to move. Do you see that? It's just coming. And there it is. There it is, because there's a little piece that even goes underneath. Look at that eye cap. Great job. When you remove it like this, now I'm just going to peel it off. When you remove it like that, you don't have to worry about any future damage. And the way that you do it soft like that, you don't have to worry about the snake. Now, let's say you couldn't see the other eye and you didn't know if there was an eye cap because maybe the snake was hydrated. Can you check? Absolutely. So once again, you have to get a good grip on the snake. We're not choking the snake. The snake just doesn't like it. It's okay. And we're just going to massage just gently from here back. And notice there's no eye cap moving, just the eyeball. This is not hurting the snake, although the snake does not like this. And the snake will open its mouth and you could get bit. Small ball python like this, it's not going to hurt. Now I want to get the eye cap completely off. Can you come here? Can you let me get your eye cap completely off, please? Come on, work with me. Very nice. Oh, look, you're going to let some of the hot head shed come off? Oh yeah? Do you want to be shredded? Why not? Let's see how loose it is. Oh yeah, it looks like the water did a really good job here. And your skin, your shed here is really loose. So how do you shed a snake then? We'll go right into this, and I showed it in the other video. Jesus. You just kind of will let your snake gently move through your hand if you make a little tube. But what's important is to get it started past the head. That's what's really important, and it's the hardest part when you have a snake that is resisting. Goodness, splashing this water, aren't we? Let's dump this water out. Into the sink we go. Work smarter, not harder. I don't want you to keep using your tail and your lower body to splash us. All right. So we're just going to get it started. All around. It's not hurting the snake. The snake is just mad. So unhappy. And once we have kind of a scarf effect here all around, we just will let the snake slither through our hand. That's all. Pretty simple. All right, I had to do a little bit around the camera, but once you get the shed basically past the first turn here, this is where the snake is super sensitive, is head shy, especially if it's a rescued snake that's not used to being handled. You can just let it work down. It's just going to slowly come off. Watch. I'm going to do a little bit of like this, not in the hand tube formation, just so you guys can really see what's going on here. This shed is just ready to come off, and it just peels right off like that. So again, you can make your hand into a tube if you're down far enough and just let the snake slither through it if the snake wants to do that. If the snake doesn't want to do that, then you're going to slowly inchworm it down, which is what I'm doing. Okay, and here she is, all cleaned up, and now she's all like happy and energetic, and she can see, and she's moving all around. She never tried to bite me once, and you guys just can't go wrong with a ball python, right? But hopefully this video showing you remove the eye cap and showing you how to just get it past their head and then make just a tube like this and let the snake go through. As long as you've wet the shed good enough, you're good to go. If it's getting stuck at all, just back in the soak. Back in the soak. Your snake skin could be extremely dry. That's all. All right, guys. We're out of here. Take care, everybody. Thank you guys for supporting my reptile rescue family.